Hey guys, thanks for joining the Stock Option Market Weekly Update for the week of December 9th, 2024. We're going to touch on where we are in the S&P 500 year to date, what it looks like moving forward, the economic data that's coming out this next week, as well as how the different sectors have been performing this year and what it looks like moving forward. And we'll touch on interest rates, and then we will jump into the live trades on the option trading platform. Before we get started, be sure and hit the like and subscribe buttons down below. Let's get at least 100 likes. Also, be sure and download the free options workshop in the link below. It talks about the two main benefits of trading options over buying stocks. All right, guys, so we are up around 6090 in the SPX, which is the S&P 500, up from 6032 last week. This is the weekly chart, the 5-day chart. So you can see there's a move up of just about 1%. And then year to date, we started the year at 4743. So we're up pretty big, 27% year to date. And the PE ratio, the price to earnings, is now 22, the forward-looking PE. So it's above the 10-year average of 18. So things are a little bit pricey right now. Here's the 5-day sector analysis, and you can see quite a few sectors were down, but consumer discretionary and communication services were up. Energy was down 4.72%. So I think that's with the new Trump administration. They're going to be pumping more oil. They're thinking maybe the energy prices are going to be coming down. Utilities as well. If we look at the economic data that's coming out this week, we've got core CPI 0.3% expected on Wednesday, and then on Thursday we've got core PPI. Things are getting more in line, it looks like. And then last week we didn't have a whole lot. What did we have? We had jobless claims, and they came in pretty much as expected last week, and then the unemployment numbers were pretty good and in line as well. And then, if we look at, this is the FactSet earnings report, look at that real quick, but Q4, we're up 11.9% is the growth rate for the quarter so far. And again, if we look at going forward, we'll go to over here to page 13, you can see for Q1, we're expecting 12.8% earnings growth and 5.2% revenue growth. So that's still very good. And then for the whole calendar year, 15% earnings growth and revenue growth of 5.8%. So everything is looking pretty good as far as the numbers. We have on December 18th, there's an 86% chance now of that quarter point interest rate cut. So it's getting closer to everybody believing that it's going to be done. And then the fear and greed index is down at it's at 53 right now. So somewhat neutral, but again, I think everybody's thinking the market, it's up so big that I'd be careful right now and not have too much on long. But by the way, if you'd like to receive the free options strategies trading guide that outlines all the strategies and how to manage them, comment options guide down below and I'll send you the link. Okay, let's jump into the live trades. If we look at oil, we did pretty well in crude oil, but now we just had a big hit last week. So it's down. We're right. I sold out of a lot of mine for profit, but I've got that 67.66 with 8 days left expiration, and we're right there at 67. If we look at the trade page and the analysis, you can see right there, we're getting near my short strike. So we're still in the profit range right now. So I'm hoping there's a tick up next week. And again, the reason I'm in oil, whenever we get down to these ranges, you can look right here. Here is the bottom is the RSI. So we're below, we're on the lower end of it, which means that it is somewhat oversold. Oversold is on the bottom, overbought is on the top. So you can see, we're at lows right here, down at 67 for the whole year. This is a 1-year chart. So I like to get long when we get down this low. But that's what I've got on one put spread, only one tranche right now. AMD is down as well, 138. So what was the news with AMD? I'm long AMD. I think they're going to do great. I actually put on a poor man's cover call. I did a long-term leaps 220 days out, and then I'm selling the call against it. And that call has come down, but it's at 146. And then I've got a put spread at 136, 131. So we are pretty much in that profit zone right now. And just over the last 30 days, I know we've been pretty profitable. Huh? It's only showing 38, but I thought it was much higher than that. But we've been doing well in AMD all year. And again, I threw on that poor man's covered call. But my target for AMD is much higher. It's like 180. And you look back here in March, we were up at 216. But it's a huge AI semi play. Avago, another semi play. I've got two on right here. IVR is 44, so it's still good. They do have earnings coming out on the 12th, so that is next week. And I'm long a put spread at 160 that's profitable right now. And we've already made 223 in the last 30 days on that. But I'm looking to throw on now since we're at this top range. We're at the upper end of the range, but I don't think it's going to drop. I think things will be good, the earnings, but you never know with earnings. But it's above that 200-day is the yellow, the green is the 13, and the red is the 50-day moving average. So these are the indicators that I watch, and then I look for support and resistance lines as well. But I'm thinking it's going to trade somewhat neutral next week. So I was thinking about putting on a short-term iron condor. And you can collect quite a bit. $3.02 is what you can collect. I put it on above the market and good till canceled to remind me to look at that tomorrow morning, Monday. I'm making this video on Monday. And then I'm looking at closing, possibly closing out my my position that we're profitable on now, and then just recentering with this iron condor. So that's what I'm going to do, look to do tomorrow. Let me know if you're trading Avago and what you're thinking about for earnings as well. And yeah, you can comment down below. I appreciate any comments that you guys have. That actually helps YouTube put it out to more people. So the more comments, the better. Chewy is one that I put on recently, and I did a poor man's cover call. I think they got hit. They had earnings and they got hit a little, came down a little. But I know they're looking at veterinarian care besides just their online pet business, and I know because we've got a couple of little dogs, and my family goes crazy over them. But people spend a lot on their pets, and my target is much higher. It's 37.38 for Chewy. So I am long, and I'm doing that poor man's covered call. I love that when I'm going long. I like collecting the premium, playing both sides, collecting it on the call side, as well as the long deep in the money call option, which is the leaps option. Coin is another one. It's been up, but we're right in the middle here, and right in the middle of the range on coin, and there is good IVR. 61 is pretty volatile. My target is actually was a little bit lower, but now with the new administration coming in, they're very pro crypto, and it's volatile. So I'm looking to trade it within a range. Let me know if you're trading coin. DraftKings is another one. I've got two poor man's covered calls on. My target for DraftKings is 50, so much higher, but I want to collect it on both sides. My short calls are actually in the money with 12 days left. Now my long positions will cover those, so I'll always make more money on the long versus the short, but I've got to look at rolling these up and out, both of them. So I'll look to do that maybe Monday. And then we've got gold. I'm actually looking at putting on another iron condor. It's been trading within a range, and we've been doing pretty good in gold. Actually, you know what? ELF. Let's look at ELF because I did close out ELF, and they had a big move, 139. So if you recall, I've been recommending ELF, and look at this move up. And so now it's at the upper end of the RSI, up to the 200-day moving average. I expect it to keep going, but look, it was up 6.5% on Friday. So I just went ahead and closed out. I'm going to take my profits and wait for a pullback. But in the last 30 days, we made $636. So I want to be in it long, but now it's just had a run up. So I'm going to take my profits and kind of wait for a little bit of a pullback. So gold was the next one that we were looking at, and gold is trading in a range. It has been, well, it's been actually kind of up higher recently. Oh wait, I'm not in gold. There we go. Gold. There you go. There's a little bit of a range since September, but it's at highs, and uh, I think it may stay in that range. So I'm looking at collecting another $278, stay between 235 and 250 on my short strikes right here, and that puts us, yeah, between here and right there on the chart. So we'll see how that goes. Um, Home Depot still in the profitable zone. It's been trading in a range. I threw that on after they came out with earnings, so it was an after earnings trade. But we're up 149 already on Home Depot. So I'll look to close that out soon. IVR is low. We've got 12 days left, but I can still make quite a bit on this call if we don't get up above 440. And we've been moving up and kind of in the overbought territory. So there's a good chance, I believe, that we'll stay under that 440 mark. 440 is way up here, so that would be a new high for it. So I'm looking to collect the rest of this $188 in the next 12 days. IWM, the Russell, 230 and 245. We're right in the middle of the profit zone right there, so we're in good shape with IWM. IVR is not real high right now, so I'm not throwing anything more on. L3 and Lockheed Martin both got hit. I think Elon Musk came out. I think this is why these stocks are down, and took a little bit of a beat down. And this is the lower end of the RSI, but I'm definitely long both these stocks. I don't think, L3 does so many different types of defense products, and Lockheed Martin, they do a lot of jets, but they do a lot of different defense projects as well. But I think Elon Musk came out and said something about UAVs, and there's companies like Anduril and AeroVironment that are doing UAVs, and they said making jets and having pilots in them doesn't make sense anymore. So it's more the UAV, the unmanned vehicles, unmanned air vehicles. So I know that Anduril, they're not a public company, but a great company. They um, they have a jet that's kind of like the wingman that flies along the pilot, and it's completely unmanned, so there's no pilot. So basically, Elon came out and said something about having pilots in jets doesn't make sense anymore. And yeah, if you can operate them remotely, like a video game, I guess why not? Micron, but both of those, L3 and Lockheed, I'm looking to go long. Um, I think in L3 over the last year, we've lost lately because of the drop, but over the last year we've still made $1,000. So we've done well. And Lockheed Martin, I need that to move up now, so you can see we're down a little. Micron, 101. So there's real good support right around this level of 95 to 100, but my target for Micron is much higher. It's way higher. It's let's see what my target. It's got to be 180 to 200. I've lowered it to 160 to be conservative, but I kind of keep notes on the side and have in mind what my long-term expectation for it is. But Micron would be another one. It's a $100 stock. You could do a poor man's cover call in it and do well. But right now I've just got two put spreads on, and they're still in the profit range, and the IVR is high. So I've got to put credit spreads on because you can collect good premium with them and I've got 3 tranches. I've put credit spreads, but we're 12 days to expiration now, so I'm looking to pull in $937 in the next 12 days as long as we stay above that 100 price. Nvidia is another one. I'm looking, it looks like it may be doing a poor man's cover call or buying a leaps for Looks like $3,000, but that's less. If you were to buy 100 shares of NVIDIA, it's $14,244 right now because the price is 142. But if you look at the chart, it's been down a little bit. My target for NVIDIA is much higher, and you know, I think these semis are kind of a bargain right now. Um, but you know, in the last, we made I think like about $600 in the last 60 days. Yeah, 595 in the last 60 days. We've done pretty good in NVIDIA, and yeah, so I'm looking at buying that Monday morning. And then SoFi, I've bought a couple more on a little bit of a downtick, but we've done really well in SoFi. We've talked about that before. In the last 30 days, we sold a lot, so we've made 4,474 in the last 30 days alone, just in the SoFi. But as you know from the chart, it had a big parabolic move up, and it's above the RSI. So I'm not buying too much right now, but I love SoFi long term. I think it can go. It's got a lot of room to go up. But I'm going to wait for a little bit of a pullback. Tesla, I've got an iron condor on 325 to 470, and we're right in the middle, 389, and top end of the range. But you know, all this buddying up with Musk and Trump, I think is moved Tesla up. I'm not sure. You know, I need to dig in and do more. I'm going to do a video this week on Tesla as well, and find out what's behind it. I know they've got a lot of other things going on besides just the EV, you know, the cars. Upstart, 75, 78 short strike. Oh, I've got the leaps in Upstart. The deep in the money call, the 70, and then the 78 that I've sold against it. Upstart, and then 75, 70 put credit spread. So we are definitely in the green there. In Upstart, and I expect it to keep moving up. Let's see the last one. And I'm doing a video on Upstart as well, so keep your eye on that, out for that. It's an AI play, and they do credit worthiness and work with the different lenders, and they use their AI technology to approve more vendors and lower the losses as well on not vendors but customers. So people with loans. Ulta we did sell out of, just like ELF. Ulta made a big run up, and so I want to point that out. But definitely long, so I'm waiting for a pullback. But you know, we're at the top end of that RSI. So when we have a big move up like that and we're profitable, then I'll close my positions and take the profits and kind of wait for a pullback. But if you look here at the 30 days, you can see we made 645 bucks on that. So again, I'll wait for a little bit of a pullback and then throw that back on. But my target for Ulta is 450, and we're at 428 now. So we've moved up, but we've made good money on it. All right, guys, last one, X, U.S. Steel, and there's that Nippon possible acquisition. I was actually trying to get out and lower my quantity because I've got too many on for the risk, because it is expected to be either go through or not go through, and then the stock can move really big. So I'm going to, but it's not super liquid, unfortunately. So it's kind of tough to get out without giving up a lot. So I've left it on for now, but and I'm okay with it because I don't think I'm profitable down to 30. It's at 38 and then up to 48. So huge profit range, and we've made money on it already. So if I can close out here in the next few days, I'll probably do that. All right, I put a link down below for the free options workshop. Be sure and grab that. Remember to hit like and subscribe. Leave a comment, ask a question. I answer every one. Let me know what you're trading. Thanks for watching. I'll see you in the next video.